Hi, Sagittarius Moon. Thank you so much for being here. I am Divine from Carrot 144, very happy, grateful, and blessed to bring you this reading. This reading is designed for those who have their moon sign in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius, unlimited to anyone who should find this message, or should this message find you. For your reading, I will be doing a 9-card spread that's known as How's It Going Down? What I've created just as a way to kind of see what may be on the surface and then what lies beneath. And then I won't be taking reversals for those cards. Once we complete those cards, I'll do a major arcana. And then we'll get a card from the deck that I just made here, containing the lunar phases and astrological zodiac signs. Everything's been pre-shuffled. These cards look like this because you have 2 cards that already wanted to appear. I did not take a look at them. I left them face down. So let's see. We'll scoot, because we're going to need this whole setup here. We'll scoot these right here. Oops. And then let's put these to the side here. And we'll go ahead and begin with your 9 cards. Alright, let's get your first card for Sagittarius Moon. Strength card. Next card for Sagittarius Moon. Next card for Sagittarius Moon. Three of Cups. Justice. Queen of Wands. 7 of Cups. That looks like some karma. Alright, next card. Queen of Wands. I do get a lot of this being new here. Next card for Sagittarius Moon. We have the World card. 3 of Wands. Let's start. Chips coming in. Alright. We like that. Let's we'll put this like that. That's dope. Alright, next card for Sagittarius Moon. Okay, that's like a quarter of the deck here. We have the Queen of Swords. 6 of Swords. This feels like baggage almost. 6 of Swords. That's 7 swords. Ooh, King of Swords. My divorce. What's that from Brown Sugar? Sorry. I don't want to be insensitive. If this is a divorce, I don't want to be insensitive. I went through a divorce, and it was a celebration. So, and everyone's situation is different, so let me stop. But we have the King of Swords, where I do see some kind of separation here. And with this coming after, the 4 of Pentacles here coming after the King of Swords, looks like there was major withholding. Six of Cups, the Magician, Queen of Cups, 4 of Wands, Lord, and the 8 of Swords. A lot of swords here. The Emperor. Okay. So what I'm getting, I want to speak on this before I get more cards out, if there's any cards left. Because what I do see with this Queen of Swords, I get more of inviting in, and I just see that this is all the shit. And I get a lot of you being this queen, just like you're the queen here, taking in all this shit. Where I'm getting a lot of situations, a lot of soulmate connections. But I'm also seeing yeah, because this person, this female, was hiding, like the magician was hiding. And so what I'm seeing is like being given to, and then it being manipulated, and there's someone else on the other end of this, where there's a connection with the home, and then someone feeling stuck, and this being the Emperor, where I don't get this queen. Take that back. I just see two. I see one feminine on this side, one feminine on this side. Now what I'm also seeing is you accepting possibly the feminine, the queen here, accepting an offer. And then it being something manipulated. You can't even see, I gotta get some new cards, but you can't even see this magician's face. He's been working so diligently, and I don't get anything positive coming out of this, given what it looks like they're in the middle of. Getting in the middle of something and creating. I'm getting like something connected to this Eight of Swords here. Yeah, so I'm getting moving away. So yeah, I do get a break. I'm moving away from a King of Swords who may have been withholding, was a soulmate that was to give. Instead, they turned into naughty monster. And I do believe that this is the naughty monster. Instead of them being present, they may have decided that not even like material. I'm not getting material, but their energy was good enough to be present. This may have been a twin flame. And this is part of what came here, where I feel like this person was trying to play God, connected to a soulmate situation here. And then instead of it being something significant where it was supposed to be like this, it was this. A controlling emperor. And no one is ever stuck, but you may have felt like this with the manipulative ways of someone, where someone went against your free will is what I'm getting here. So someone is getting the karma that they've been dealing out for themselves, possibly believing that none of what they're doing would affect them. But as above, so as below. They're practicing it right now. So they already set themselves up without even realizing it. But that's what I get here. So at first I was maybe getting another, I'm not getting that. I see this as why the King and Queen of Swords are actually here, and this actually representing. It doesn't have to be a divorce. It could be a breakup. But yeah, I feel like the Queen invited this all in. And if a lot of you are God as this Queen, you're probably like, what the fuck? All right. And given that that took a minute for me to to take all I mean, there were so many cards there, but then to have to sit there and assess and to feel through that, you probably are tired of that too. I feel like that's a part of that situation. But being in that Queen of Swords, I will say before I move on to the next cards here, I do feel that being in this Queen of Swords state, there was already preparation. Being a Sagittarius, a majority of you, if not all of you, were already in the knowing. But with the heart that you do have and the spirit that you've been given opportunity for something to take place, for someone to show themselves. And depending on how you show yourself, that's how you move. You move accordingly. And then that's it. So I feel that that's why this Queen of Swords is here, because there was already a knowing and a preparation. Past experience will do that, and that's what this Queen of Swords also represents too. Having gone through many past hurts, learning from those lessons, and then moving accordingly. Let's get your next card for Sagittarius Moon. Oh my God! Before I even, I heard no. Before we even look at the cards, we have the Eight of Wands. And the Seven of Pentacles. Your choice is your choice, but I've seen it and I heard it distinct no in capital letters with an exclamation point. Next card for Sagittarius Moon. Ooh, okay, we saw Judgment. That didn't want to come through all the way there. Oh, we did have a flipper though. Here we are. Temperance. This is your card here. Card of Sagittarius. Patience and manifesting. This is also about divine timing as well. And then this does create a 5 connected to transformation. And it also is the twin flame card as well. Let's get your next card. Excuse me. Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords. Next card. Four of Cups. That's why I heard the no. Oof. Okay. And then let's get your last card. That's that energy of a presence. I'll give you this. And then this being the energy of a lot of you and what it is that you're receiving connected to that. So he goes from an 8 to a 6, where I get that 2 energy being about juggling, even though this is Wands. Like I'm picking up someone who's in a connection and then for some reason, and I'll never understand this, why men do this, but it's changing. And a lot of us out here as earth angels are here to help a lot of this come to an end. These very painful and hurtful cycles towards other people and their souls. So what I'm getting is like a man who designates someone as like a main boo, and then they're not really a main boo because they have other boos. So then that eliminates even being a main, because a main would never be entertained around others. We'll just say that. But having others, and then the other, being get like love bombed and being told and promised and all the, given all the wonders of the world. I'm gonna leave such and such. You're so great. Blah 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 blah. That's what I'm getting here. So being present but not being present. And then a lot of you having to be, like, I'm getting a masculine energy here, having to be in this state just because you've been dealing with bitches. Next card, excuse me, Page of Cups. Sorry. For some reason, that energetically wanted to go over there. So we'll leave it there. And then let's see what's at the bottom. Ten of Cups. And I do get a lot of this being you. Protected happiness is what I do get. You will always be in this state because you are a Sagittarius. The Moon Association, I just feel a lot of people get that confused sometimes. Like, of course, it's going to be about secrets and whatnot in the tarot, but I don't feel that a lot of people really understand what the moon actually truly represents. Besides just being able to look at something, really bright and shiny in the sky when you can see it when it is there. It's a strong mother energy, very strong goddess energy. And with your spiritual sense and then the free-spirited energy connected, it's very inexplicable. I can't even, like, I can maybe oh my god. Okay, so that takes me to something before I speak on your cards here. I've been interacting with a lot of Sagittarius lately, and a young girl that I spoke with yesterday was telling me a story connected to her mother, and she said something. We were talking. Oh no, actually, she was talking. We were talking about that, but then also about she had brought up karma, and then she had mentioned, just out of nowhere, she was like, we're coming into a time where it's less about seeing and it's more about feeling. And I'm like, oh my god, Bash, you are so on it. I was so happy for her because she's only in her 20s. So to hear her say something like this with such conviction, it just made me so happy. But I feel that this is what is a part of the design here, as a part of the star card here for you. And it just being automatic happiness, where it may look like on the surface that you've been heavily disrespected by 3D sense. I feel the knowing is about the higher realm sense and what you've been living in, where you've been placed, where you've put yourself and where you've elevated yourself to, while being able to be also as a part of the underworld. I'm going to grab a tissue. I'll be right back. My foot's asleep. Alright, so that's where I feel a lot of this reading is going to come from. I think a lot of you have also been sitting quite pretty, just like I get here, and being the center, like being at the top and not necessarily here, elevating yourself and being next to justice. So that I also get as a part of some protection here. But what I was going to say is the 3D sense and who it is that you've been dealing with actually had you at a level thinking that you were dumb. And you're not. You're not. So I feel that this is about the joke being on them. I even feel this may be a surprise coming from the higher realm sense rather than the immaturity 3D sense that it was designed to come from, wanting to be drawn towards the Seven of Swords, believing that you're in the state of a Nine of Swords. This being the perspective I get of this energy. And that's why I also deem it very important, and I say this a lot, that no one's lies are your truth. Because anyone who has a perspective that functions like this, it's not going to be clear perspective. So this Seven of Cups up here it actually is this person here because it's a 7 energy. Of wanting to cause confusion. But I see this, with this being higher, you having options. Next to the Queen of Wands, you're not confused. You have a knowing. You're divinely connected. You're a conduit. The keeper of secrets. And I feel that this is important too, to speak to that, because the High Priestess does not relay everything. That's not the job of the High Priestess. It's to sit, and it's about that patience. It's about being that earth angel, that calm one who knows all but knows nothing. Get it? So that's what I'm getting here as an overall theme here for your reading. And even like, I know a lot of the readings I've done for you in the past have gotten only a couple of views. And I know exactly why, because I'm a double Sagittarius in Vedic astrology. 3D sense, I could say and see it as, oh, no one's coming around to my video. Y'all are already on game. That's how I seen that. Like, you don't need to be told anything. You already know. You already know. But things have to play out in the way that they're designed to, because a lot of you are awakeners, being earth angels. And so this being, again, the job, the mission of what it is that you're here to do, and this playing out in a way to help others to awaken. Surprise! All right, so just kind of looking at what we have here with the Strength card. I do get this being a lot of you as being seen as, and I've gotten this for you before as one of your readings, Superwoman, because you are. With the Queen of Swords underneath as that first card, leading or showing, everything that the Queen was bringing in. With this coming underneath the Strength card, I feel that it's about that 3D perception of you having gone through a lot and being seen as Superwoman. The energy that I spoke on of that manipulative energy of the magician who's losing their face. There's magician energy here, but it's connected to the feminine, to you Sagittarius moons, that I do get a lot of you being female, taming the beast. This being you completing your soul's purpose, mission, what you've been asked to do, and doing it successfully. This kind of showing the whole entire process of this. And then the row that's underneath here, showing how it is that you got to this point here in the Strength card. This being the beginning of this with the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So someone having the intent to steal from you. And when I say steal, that may even be not telling you the truth. Like, it doesn't have to be actual taking. It could just be someone that's not expressing themselves. And in not expressing, it may have created some kind of confusion, but again, I just feel you know better. The truth is always in you. But seeing this, the Seven of Swords, I almost like I'm just getting like almost like someone that will push you down to jangle all your coins. And as you're on the ground, taking all your coins and taking the money and running. But they're running right into this eagle feather. And that eagle feather was gifted by the Native Americans. And so it brings me back to the karma symbol of that magician energy, where I do get that may be this energy also here too that you were dealing with in this particular row. Or just in general, the energy of, a prototype and what you've had to deal with time and 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 time again. To the point where it may have been causing some distress, put you through a dark night of the soul. I get this as dark night of the soul, but that dark night of the soul is about cleansing and clearing and seeing the light. And as I say that, I notice that this is also a 9 card, Sagittarius card. But I'm also getting the Hermit and having greater enlightenment. And then in receiving that enlightenment, here's the action. So then, being prepared for what's to come. You may have accepted this person back and said, okay, I'm going to let you back in. But you're in this mode, prepared and ready to use that sword. And I get this being using the sword. Voila. So the next row, sevens are going to be about balance here too. And then we go from the 7 energy to an 8. So that just speaks to the steps that have been taken to get you elevated. And 8s are also about, I'm getting the 8 of Cups, so walking away from what has not been serving one emotionally and has not been fulfilling. And maturity and communication being connected to this here too. So yeah, someone not expressing themselves again, but you can see just the actions of this energy. It's not a good look, not a very good choice. And what we put out is what we get back. And that's it. This could even be a baby. For some of you, I'm also getting here too. Alright, so then the next row, we have the 3 of Cups, where I automatically got Mean Girls, or just a third party situation where there's like overindulgences, excessive toxicities, gatherings, celebration. I got it as third party, with it being next to justice like this at the surface. Third party. And it could be more than 3 people, it just being outside energies who have been completely hating on you. But then also too, yeah, no, that's it. And justice being served for this, where there may have been some activity, and I get this being connected, of unwanted energy, waiting for physicality. It being right here though, and you may have discovered that, and that's why we have the Queen of Wands here too. Going from this masculine energy, possibly of working all the time, realizing that you have the power to create and do whatever you want with the Queen of Wands. And we do have the sense of the Magician energy being here in the Strength card here too, with the infinity symbol above the crown of the feminine. And I do get divine feminine, especially with the garment here, the white clothing and that beginning. And no, this will not be this energy. That may be a perpetrator or someone who actually even tried to be you. But you know how to transform and create your own look. I also got to like a message about others maybe, you know, having the same recipe, but only you can provide the flavor that you give. And that being very significant, very important, especially being an earth angel. It's also very unique. So unique that you have multiple options. And this being your manifestations, your creations, also what's a part of protected gift here for you, regardless of what happens here. So then underneath here, I kind of talked about this already. Receiving the pebbles when you should be receiving major diamond rocks. And so learning from this, I feel this is a part of the energy of the story that came from the Queen of Swords here. Kind of explaining more of what it is that you welcomed in, how you may have been waiting for equality and reciprocity, with the Six Pentacles being here. And then part of lesson in being a Queen of Swords, being a Queen of Wand, being a queen in itself, that you have options. You don't have to wait for anything or anybody. People that sleep on you and don't take opportunity and decide on these indulgences. Three of Cups. And so with the Three of Cups being up here and the negative association, there's illumination with Justice being next to it, and then even the light connected to the Strength card here. It's on both sides. Next row, we have the World card. Karmic cycles completed successfully. Ships coming in. Dreams come true and through. And that's what I get there. I feel that I'm getting like a 3D sense of someone who's trying to put themselves in your world, in your atmosphere. And if they are, it's still an ending because you're this star and they're here waiting and this is over. So if they want to portray that story, then that's what that's going to be. But I see this as you shining, you receiving your gift, and then being seen as the star that you are. And also receiving more of your wishes and a destined situation coming true and through for you because you put about ending. Also connected to waiting, where I did get this here too as well. So karmic cycles having to do with any of that lower vibe that I just picked up on. And you receiving your ships coming in. Empress energy here, Empress energy here, with the 21 creating a 3. You have 33. And then we have a prosperous 8 energy with the 17 from the star. That's also being after the Tower card. So this being the antidote. You winning. I think you did have a reading that was titled that. So congratulations to me for that. But here, underneath us, and this beautiful manifesting, this could have been a twin flame, and that being why that energy is wanting to come through because of the manipulative stuff. You know, I just feel you're not allowing that. And that 10 energy kind of speaking to this, and the protection from spirit also wanting to come through there. With the red being significant. So I get this as you being patient. We see it here, and then that 3 of Wands lower realm energy wanted to come through to kind of talk to that. But maybe that's why I'm not getting it so much up here, because it's here. It doesn't get to be up here. It's in this realm. So there is no more waiting. This is your ships coming in. Your wish is fulfilled. But you being a great alchemist, with the 2 cups here, 2 cups here, you just being completely magnificent and knowing how to utilize your time, your space, your energy in the best way possible. While all the melee was going on, you completing your soul's mission, you're actually doing even, I wouldn't say work, but more of what is connected to you, your soul, and your gift. And then you just continue to shine and shine even more and brighter. But also manifesting and creating what it is that you want. Being vulnerable here too, in vulnerable state, is also what I get here. So being truthful, very truthful. So again, with the Temperance card being here, I get this being great patience, but also in great manifestation, in balance, having harmony, and being an earth angel of transformation. Okay, so this didn't want to be here. I feel that this may be a part of the 3D perspective and construct of others assuming that you may be naive, and you're not. You're happy. 10 of Cups. Let's get your and before I end that, you being the 10 of Cups, that being the opportunity connected to this divine cup, and how you will always be, because you came into this lifetime, probably other lifetimes. This is a part of who it is that you are, to be this. It's not pretend. You're a Saggy. Just saying. And then the 10 energy, that will be Capricorn energy. Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn. But I also get the Wheel of Fortune being connected to this as well. This is great emotional fulfillment. Having everything that it is that you need internally. Being connected, both masculine and feminine. So having that great balance. Where if you were single for a long time, part of that may have been a part of this here. Or even, what it is that you had to experience here. But you were never alone. You make choices for yourself. You know what you're capable of, and what the gifts that you have, and what you have to offer. And then that 10 breaks down to a 1. So it's also the stability and the security. I'm getting 10 of Pentacles even applying to this too. And what it is that this being a part of what you offer. Complete joy. And from the looks, it's just, you've had a soul's mission to interact with certain soulmates so that they could learn some lessons too. Everyone's learning. Surprise. Let's get your Major Arcana card for Sagittarius moon. Sagittarius moon. Oof. That flipped like a pancake. Let's see, we'll set this here. We'll take a look at the bottom. So we have the High Priestess, just as I said. Divine Conduit, the Keeper of Secrets, who does not tell everything. They know everything, but they know nothing. where they're given guidance to let things play out in the way that they're supposed to so that there can be awakenings. With the Justice being here, that kind of speaks to that. The counterpart to the High Priestess will be the Hierophant. And then this could be strong Taurus energy, Gemini energy. Also, too, that will be your polarity energy, Gemini. And then I get this too being about the destined design of you being a counterpart and having a counterpart of a Hierophant, and this just being a part of your destiny where you're never alone. So anyone who does not take the opportunity, it does not mean that they are the end all be all or the only person on this earth. You've got options. Next card. Surprise. Here's the transforming energy. We have the Death card. And so what I see here is this Ten of Cup happiness. It's like if you want, like what I'm hearing is, and I heard this the other day when I was doing, I think it was the Taurus reading. You want the bull, you get the horns. Your complete package. And so what comes with not only your happiness, if others come around you and they're not being of integrity, they're not awakened, they're going to be interacting with you where they may have mistaken you for being something that you're not as well. But you're a transformer. Sirens on that. Okay, so we'll put this back here. I put this on top. I didn't even realize I put this on top of the Queen of Swords here. Scorpio energy, Fucus energy will be present, and then this is the energy of a 4. I also get that this may even be the masculine energy that was being dealt with, connected to what's here and what was coming through here, and a majority of this reading. Next card. Okay. Well, we'll leave this in reverse, because I feel with the Death card here, it kind of speaks to, and then here comes the Sun. The Sun aura notification just showed up on my phone. It's 7:12 a.m. in Iowa Central Time. Ooh-wee. That was an interesting little burst of energy there. So 5 energy, transformative energy. This is major transformation. And I do feel that it may be this Hierophant in reverse that's going through this, connected to you. They're going to learn today. That's what I'm getting. But this also being about an ending, connected to a contract, because someone was not loyal, was not honoring the representation of being in that Hierophant state. And now they may be going through a transformative process here, Dark Night of the Soul, for what it is that they may have done. And this being beneath the surface. Stealing, not expressing, not helping you, not being there for you, not taking care of you, not honoring their contract, and a baby may have been involved. Let's see what's at the bottom here. The 5, with this 5 also too being in reverse, connected to this reverse Hierophant, that's also going to speak to the 3 of Cups. And the reason why is because 5s also represent strong sexual attraction. And so I do feel, I just feel something was manipulated to keep you contained while someone goes out and was doing things that they should not have been doing. It's caught up with them. doing this towards you and with you, where they may have gotten away with it with numerous people in the past. They're not getting away with it here. It was time to meet up with you so it could stop. This being the knowing. And you're completely glowing. Just want to say that. That's part of the High Priestess energy, being very magnetizing as well. But also very loving and sanctified and special. And I do feel, I get a sense of moving on and looking forward to what is before one, because you have completed quite a bit here. Being in this Queen of Swords and now having this Queen of Wands at the top here, it's time to have some real fun here and live your life in a real contract with a person who will honor what it is that they signed up for. On the bottom, ooh, shit. The Tower. The Tower of Power. So it could be multiple people you were dealing with. As I said before, it could be one person, that magician energy, twin energy. It could be the twins of that magician and them being busted on their ass. I get this as being the 3D perspective as well, where I kind of spoke on that and people just taking you for a complete fool. But this being based off of their 3D jaded and closed-minded ways. So you take that with a grain of salt because you know better. But I feel that this is that tower. Not only of the surprise, but the transformation, the recognition of who it is that you really truly are, where you may have been laughed at, not believed. And it just continues to show as you continue to sit and be protected and allow the universe to do their work because you've done your work. That's it. Let's see what your two cards were here. We have Aries and disseminating. All right. Is that Emperor disseminating away out of your life? Because that's what I get here. I'm going to grab my guide here. Okay, so this is it's on the right path energy, which will be the 7 energy of angelic message of you being on the right path. So again, with that 7 of Swords, everything happens the way it's supposed to. So with the Aries, Emperor card will be a card of Aries. We have period, where I'm getting this and this being done. The sentence, the paragraph, the essay is done. It's over. It's completed. Period. And then we have here, so Aries. And the color for Aries is going to be red. And then for Aries, it says hot, the first, the no, the where you want to be. It's a win. This being 3D based here, I want to make that known, because I get this being connected to this Emperor and their ego, and that's disseminating, along with them actually being a part of your life, from what I see here, and you moving on and having options. So with the disseminating moon, it's about wisdom, self-love, sirens returning, and then keywords for disseminating are heal, share, teach, communicate, demonstrate, release, review, and amend. The next phase after disseminating will be the last quarter moon, and then the next phase is balsamic. The next phase will be new moon, and we have a new moon that is upcoming in 6 days, less than a week. Take what resonates for this reading though whenever you catch this. Time is fluid. On the bottom, Cancer. Okay, I get a lot of you, I feel that love was very significant possibly here. with the Two of Cups and the Two Cups here, and what may have been a part of something here that was designed for you. But having Spirit having your back and you having many options here. But I do feel that this may be the underlying energy of this Emperor here. And being in Cancerian energy. I do feel that the manipulation was also a part of that as well. And the feelings. And playing on your feelings. So for the Cancer card, we have yummy. And then so crabby. Color for Cancer crabs will be white. And then underneath the Cancer, what I wrote for Cancer here, we have we love, excuse me, we love, we care, we help, we heal, we do it all, but don't take it for granted. Loves. And then the the number for Cancer is going to be 4, so that's the Emperor energy there too as well. So that just confirms that there. The Tower would be a card of 16. I did mention that because that comes right before the Star card. So everything is in alignment here and going just as it should. Queen of Wands sitting pretty, being very confident. There may have been some hurt. But again, you have this knowing. You also are very strong. And very prepared. Very protected and very gifted. Very beautiful. Very powerful. And you have a new beginning that you've manifested. You have new options. Look at this Emperor energy wanting to cover that up. And well, not even cover it up. They may even want to still be an option. That will be totally up to you. If that is the case, we are in Mercury retrograde season, so do keep that in mind. Let's put this here where it belongs. So Sagittarius moons, this was your reading. I hope that these messages were helpful, enlightening, empowering, and enriching here for you. I thank you all so much for your continued love and support. Welcome to all new subscribers, and until we meet again, I wish you all the very best. Take great care. I love you. Peace.